Hey, Alex Malaver here, your friend in furniture sales. So how do I work with multiple customers? How do I close more deals all the time? Well, what I want to share with you are very simple tips that if you were to put in practice, you will close more deals every time. So here's the scenario. You are working with a customer and suddenly you are being paged because you have a returning customer, a B-back, what we normally call, right? Or maybe you were going to get a bottle of water and you ended up answering somebody else's questions and now they want to work with you. So you're put in a situation where you don't know what to do. Do I drop the customer that I'm normally working with? Do I pick up another customer? What do I do? How do I close all those customers, right? So at this point, you're wondering what is the best scenario to do? Whether drop my customer, pick up another customer and start a new transaction with this customer. But the question of the day is, why not do them all? Why not take care of all those 2 customers or 3 customers? So what I want to share with you are 3 basic tips that if you were to put in place, I can assure you, you will make more money by closing all of those deals at the same time. So tip number 1, what I want you to do is make an impression. Make an impression from the get-go. Every single time you greet a customer, you have to be unique. You have to be the one salesperson that they haven't found yet, right? So how do you do that? Well, here's what you do. Mr. Customer, welcome into our store. I'm so happy to see you. I'm so glad to see you. You came in a good time. We are doing a great promotion. You see what I'm doing? I'm putting a lot of enthusiasm, right? So what I want to do is, Mr. Customer, you have a wonderful car out there. When did you get it? Again, what I'm doing is picking on the little things so they can actually see that I'm actually different than anybody else. I want to make that impression to the point that they know who I am, that the point that they know my name, and to the point that I can engage with them and walk around the building looking for new furniture, right? So that's what you want to do. You want to make that impression every time you greet a customer. Again, step number 1, you want to make that impression to the point that they trust you, to the point that you can actually go around the whole building and look for furniture with them. So what about step number 2? Well, step number 2 is something very simple. You have to show them respect. You have to ask for permission. Yes, what do you mean by permission? Well, here's what I mean. You have to look at your customer and say, Mr. Customer, another customer of mine just came into the building. Do you mind if I actually take the minute to go talk to them really quick and I'll be right back? Right? You see what you're doing? You're actually showing them respect and you're asking them for permission if it's okay for you to actually go and say hi to the other people you're working with, right? So this is what I want you to do. Ask for permission to your customers all the time. And here's what I also want you to do. Every time you ask for permission, what I also want you to do is actually tell them this, Mr. Customer, in the event that anyone comes in and asks you if you're being helped, tell them that you're working with Alex. At this point, what you're doing is you're showing them respect, and at the same time, you're building the trust with your customers. You're building that loyalty to you, right? You want to make sure that if anyone comes in, that they tell them that they're working with you. So at that point, you're able to work with the other customers that are working with you, right? So what about step number 3? Well, step number 3 is the most important one that a lot of people drop all the time. What I want you to do is actually to be in constant communication with the other customer. With all the 2 customers or the 3 customers, you have to check back. Mr. Customer, I went to talk to my other customer, but it's gonna take a little while, longer than I expected. Would it be okay if you give me another 5 minutes? Mr. Customer, I am so happy to see you. However, I'm also working with another customer. Could it be okay if you, Mr. Customer, give me 5 minutes to finish my current transaction? You see what I'm doing? I'm being in a constant communication with all of my customers, right? I could have a customer being on a computer on this side. I can have another customer being on this computer on the other side. And I can actually have another customer waiting for me. I can give him a brochure about a protection plan. I can give him a flyer about my current promotion. I can direct him to a particular area of my store. But what I want to do is be in constant communication. So let's back up a little bit and rewind these 3 basic tips. 1, make an impression from the get-go. Make an impression to the point that they actually know who you are, they trust you, and you can engage with them. Number 2, show them respect. Ask for permission every single time. Ask for permission. And number 3, my favorite one, be in constant communication with them. Don't drop the ball. Don't drop your customers. Show them that you are in control of the whole situation. You're taking care of them. Be in constant communication with your customers. If you put this into place, I can assure you, you're going to close more multiple customers at the same time.